Thank you so much for joining us today for Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson. I am music producer Achickwitbeatz.
And entrepreneur Breezy Gipson right here.
Right? Yeah, we're just thrilled that you're hanging out with us today. We got another great show lined up for you with music industry news and beats by yours truly.
Yep.
Yeah, so right, without any further ado, here's my featured beat of the week and some additional goodies, and then we'll be right back with music industry news after this.
Okay.
Okay, and we're back with music industry news. First up, Kurt Cobain's guitar from the Smells Like Teen Spirit video is going up for auction. It's a left-handed 1969 Fender Mustang, and they're expected. Yeah. Oh yeah. He didn't mention, ladies and gentlemen, that he's a guitarist himself. So yeah, Breezy knows something about this, right?
Yeah, because I got a right-handed 69 Fender Mustang.
So that's what's up.
That's why.
That's what's up. Yeah. So they're thinking that it's gonna go for anywhere between 600,000 to 800,000. And so this is going to be during the Julian's Auctions 3-day Music Icons event that's going to be going down at the Hard Rock Cafe in New York, and also online May 20th through 22nd. So, hey, if you got some dough to spend, you might want to go ahead, log on, and see what you can do.
Yep. You know, and see, that's got a strong name attached to it, and that's Kurt Cobain. Yep.
Yes, legendary. Right, Capitol Records has partnered with Universal Music Italy to launch Capitol Records Italy. So it'll be a new division of the Universal-owned label. Their expansion into the world's 10th biggest recorded music market follows a year in which Italian recorded music revenues grew 27.8%. If you want to know what that translates to dollar-wise, that's $85 million in order to reach $392.4 million. So they've been paying attention to the growth, and they went ahead and took over this and wanted to attach their name to it. It's an understandable reason why. So it's been a lot of shuffling and new labels coming out within these last few weeks. I feel like we've been reporting on that a lot. So yeah, there's even more coming up soon.
Well, keep it flowing, keep it moving.
All right, Universal, once again, has launched another Mercury Records, and this time it's as a part of Republic. So they decided to launch a new imprint of its Republic Records division that will be known just strictly as Mercury Records. But it's going to be led by a couple Republic A&Rs, Tyler Arnold and Ben Adelson. And so, the imprint will also feature some of their previous big signings like Post Malone and James Bay. So, just for a little background, the original Mercury Records was founded in Chicago in 1945 before it was acquired by the old Polygram record company, which later merged with Universal in the late 90s. So, yeah, like I said, lots of shuffling.
The music world, there's always something going on, something different every day, something different every week. Whoa.
Yeah. So Universal has had various imprints under their division that have used the Mercury brand, but yeah, it's kind of interesting that they've chosen to go back to this. And, even with the story just before about Capitol Records Italy. So like once all these labels started getting bought up by the majors and everything started merging and, all these names just kind of go away. But to see this trend that they're kind of going back a little bit to regain some of the prestige that some of these titles have held before, it seems like it's kind of, consistent with what we've been seeing about who's been buying up the music catalogs lately. How we say like they've been doing the stuff that's been tried and true instead of necessarily going for the new stuff. So it seems like there's a strong wave of nostalgia and appreciation for the past and the historical excellence that these brands represent.
Well, hey, DJ, run that back.
Yes, absolutely. All right, and TikTok's unsigned musician incubator, Sound On, which we reported on last month, it's been getting mixed reviews from some of the artists. And according to the site that reported Rest of the World, a TikTok spokesperson responded that Sound On is expanding its team in order to address some of the issues that the artists have come across, but it knows that the program won't really be a one size fits all solution for all artists. So it really depends on what people are hoping to get from it. But the whole intent was people who had their stuff on TikTok, made music, wanted their sounds to kind of trend or whatnot, they could release it through Sound On. You get it free for a year before they actually start taking 10% of your revenue. But yeah, the whole intent was to just kind of help them target their marketing a little bit easier instead of having to upload the sounds to all these different platforms. They'll put it out. They were working with TuneCore in order to do it. Some artists said that it's working excellent. They've made more money like within the last month than they had within a couple of years of like from their music. So yeah, lots of good things. But then on the flip side of that, there were quite a few artists that were talking about there being a lag. So they had to remove their music from platforms in order to distribute it through Sound On. But then, so once they took it down from the other platforms, maybe Sound On ran into some issues to where they couldn't get it up for like a month or so. So they lost out on those streams for their videos that they had posted. There's other, little maintenance issues and whatnot, but hey, at least they're working on trying to address it. And yeah, some people even complained about their music being targeted to the wrong audience. So instead of people who would actually like their music, is people who might have just been using it for one line or whatever. But of course, they're not going to become fans if it's improperly targeted. So yeah, they're working on it. I'm pulling for them that this works out well, because I think that it's a great idea. And, if as long as they're working to help independent artists, I'm here for it. So hopefully they'll get that all worked out.
Yeah, let's hope so.
All right. And Amazon Music streaming prices are going to rise in the US, the UK, and Canada next month. So the prices of their two key plans are increasing. So the first, the Amazon Music Unlimited individual plan, which is their all-you-can-eat on-demand streaming, if you will, that Prime members were able to subscribe to in the US, at least for $7.99 per month. But starting next month, it'll increase to $8.99. So it's $1. It's an increase. Sometimes, you can feel certain ones a little bit more than others. But, for that price increase, that's not too bad. Or if that's something that you just kind of want to pay and get it over with, Prime members can still take that same deal, but with an annual subscription. And just in that case, it will increase to $89 per year, up from $79. So yeah, which is actually a little bit cheaper than doing it the monthly way. But yeah, just something to be prepared for if you are a Prime subscriber and you use Amazon Music. So for those who don't subscribe, the price is going to remain unchanged at $9.99 per month. So yeah, even that's more expensive than the Prime members. So they're still kind of giving you a deal there. So not such a huge deal problem. But the Amazon Music single device plan, which is their second major one, but it's kind of the same. It gives users the access to it, but it's locked to one single device. So you got to pick your device, and that's going up from $3.99 per month to $4.99 per month. So yeah, a bit of a change. It's going to be kind of interesting to see if anyone else is going to kind of follow suit. Mainly, most people are wondering, is Spotify going to do the same thing? Or yeah, there's a lot going on there. And, to be honest, I can't call it. I don't know if they're going to use this as an excuse to be able to bump it up, or yeah, but we'll see what happens.
So now, in my opinion, they're going to bump it up. They're going to use every excuse they can to bump it up. And so whether that's fair or unfair, we have to look at that real closely. But since they own these joints, I mean, yeah, that's their option.
Now, see, here's the thing, though. If they bump it up, then that means that the artists are gonna expect to be compensated for, like, to kind of be able to get some of that price bump. and Spotify has already been trying to pay less than they are. So yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Yeah, but yeah,
because in some cases, various countries bring those folks right there to the center and grill them about that. Hey, can you explain the whys, the who, what, why, where, hows of these price increases? And then they close their mic off and sit back and wait for the response.
Yeah.
So, you got these guys sweating BBs, sweating bullets, trying to explain why they did that, or why is it justifiable. So there's, in my opinion, then there's more of that coming.
Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. And, we've been talking about the Copyright Royalties Board and, the potential increase for royalties for artists. And it's beginning to look like that might actually come through in the artist's favor. So, fingers crossed, we're waiting to see. But yeah, if Spotify bumps up that price, then yeah, they're going to have some other issues to contend with if they don't raise what they're paying artists on the platform. Yep. All right, we're going to take a quick pause for the cause, and we'll be back with more music industry news right after this.
Okay.
and we're back with more music industry news. Method Man, he's the next two stories. But first off, he's helped launch Intercept Music Distribution Company. So it was founded by music and tech industry vets, and with now him being a part of their company as a stakeholder and kind of a spokesperson. The company says that the partnerships that they have with Ingrooves, Amp Distribution, What's in Store Music, Rocket Songs, Nerve, a banking app for music creators, all of that stuff is going to be able to help the capabilities and services that they'll have to offer artists and labels. So I'm excited to see what comes forth from this. I think it's an excellent idea to kind of have a one-stop shop. We've mentioned a few other startups that were kind of working on something similar, but everybody still has their own unique offerings. So, you know, anything that gives artists a choice to be able to hit all their needs in one spot, I think is a great thing, regardless of how many companies are doing it. Like I said, the more choices you have, the fairer things will be. And so, yeah, I think that's really, really awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is. And there's a phrase concerning that success comes in numbers. Success comes in options of numbers. You know, so the more the merrier. The more the merrier. So
absolutely.
Dig in.
Yeah. And all right, the second part of the Method Man news is he's launched the second phase of his Meth-averse, and the MEF is in all caps. But so this part has the graphic comic novel. And so, yeah, he's created like this metaverse that's got socializing, financial opportunities, a place to share your art, a place to just relax, play. And yeah, it's pretty cool what he's working on. And so since this is just the second phase, that lets you know that there's more coming. But it's cool that he's working so hard to just kind of show the diversity or the intersection of hip hop culture, gaming, art, technology, entertainment, comic books, like just, yeah, it's really cool. So I'm excited for all the good stuff that he's doing. He's actually one of my favorite members of the Wu-Tang Clan. So yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, really good stuff. Spread your wings, expand.
Yeah.
If you got talent, if you got multiple talents in different areas and different endeavors, I mean, hey, you might as well give it the shot in the arm and take off. See just what happens.
Right. So, yeah, because chances are, go ahead.
Yeah, some people are multi-talented like that, and they choose to keep all those talents to themselves, and you know the world actually loses out in that case. You know, so you got talents like that, and you spread your wings, and that way, you know, you can empower a whole lot of folks.
Right.
With that inspiration. So I'm happy for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because chances are, you know, whatever your interests are, there's, you know, multiple people out there who like those exact same things. And if you make music, you know, any chance that you get to diversify and expand your audience is a great one. So, you know, there's something to kind of be learned from that, just observing, you know, what he's doing. And how he's continuing to grow his fan base even after all these years. So yeah, it's a really awesome thing. All right, and SoundCloud has further expanded their content partnership with Sirius. So if you recall, we had mentioned to you that a temporary SoundCloud radio station ran last September. But now they've launched a more permanent one called SoundCloud Radio. And so, you know, it's supposed to be specifically curated for the discovery of both trailblazing tracks and today's genre-defying drops from the artists who came up on SoundCloud. So some of the ones that we know, like Megan Thee Stallion, Trippie Redd, Doja Cat, and more. And, you know, some of the most exciting emerging talent in hip-hop today. So I think this is a great thing that they're doing. It must have been really successful last September if they decided to go ahead and switch it from temporary to permanent.
Yeah, that's a big step. Impactful step to do that.
Yeah, for sure. And
So I mean, that's like taking the governors off, and letting that flow freely. Okay, and so which I'm glad to see that. Glad to hear that.
yeah. So yeah, there's opportunities out there. Yeah, SoundCloud was way ahead of its time. I think. I mean, granted, people grew to appreciate it, and just kind of took off later. But yeah, the first to be able to present an opportunity like that, and then take it to flip it into something that's still beneficial for the artists on the platform today. That's really cool.
It is.
All right, and another temporary thing has popped up. So TMZ has launched the TMZ Hip Hop Show, and it's supposed to be a daily show that just debuted this past Monday, and it's going to run for 4 weeks. And they're going to be breaking down and analyzing and discussing some of hip hop's biggest pop culture moments, as they say, with a panel of 5 co-hosts. So yeah, it's only supposed to run for 4 weeks, but who knows? This might be another one of those things, just like how the SoundCloud Sirius station took off. Maybe it'll be something that'll be permanent, depending on how it does.
Yeah, I mean, it's like this. Everybody should have a level playing field. Okay, so when everybody has a level playing, now it's different if the playing field's not level. Okay, but everybody should have a level playing field where they have an opportunity to show their wares, show their talents, as we've already been alluding to a few minutes ago. And so, I mean, get out there, show what you got. I mean, because it could take you, if you're the aspiring musician or aspiring recording engineer or DJ or vocalist or whatever, okay, or if you're just behind the scenes with the music business, get out there. And I mean, again, don't hide your talent, because the world is waiting for it. So you got a real big turntable. Put your talent on the turntable and hit play. See what happens.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, because if you have that gift, it's because somebody else needs it. Somebody else is looking for it. They want it. So yeah, if it's in you to do it, just like Breezy said, don't hide it. There's somebody out there waiting for it.
Yeah. Or and when we say waiting for it, hey, that could be the button that inspires a generation or 2 or 3 generations. So don't hide in the corner and cover your stuff up. Get out there and put it on the turntable and hit play. And that's just an analogy when I say on the turntable, whatever it is, just get out there.
Right.
And
if you let me put you on the spot for a minute, as a guitarist, when you say it sparks a new generation, if you think about when you decided to play guitar, like, who were some of the people that you heard that influenced you?
Yeah.
That's a question for you.
Oh. Okay, well, there was me personally, two people from 2 wide genres, totally different genres, that you would think that these 2 genres don't even crisscross lanes. Number 1 was Wes Montgomery. People these days say, well, who was that? Okay, number 2 was Jimi Hendrix. Okay, they came from 2 totally different worlds, but man, they were creative geniuses in their own right. Okay, Wes Montgomery could do things with a guitar, make sounds come from a guitar that even now people can't duplicate.
Yeah.
Okay, but on the other end of the spectrum, and his music was structured and quiet and structured. But on the other end of the spectrum, Jimi Hendrix, was an innovator. Well, both of them were innovators in their own right. Okay, so yeah, when I think back to the elementary school, so forth, Wes Montgomery on one end, Jimi Hendrix on the other.
Wow. See, I'm just saying, I feel like that's an example. So what if Wes Montgomery or Jimi Hendrix didn't put music out, then yeah. So yeah, great point. Yeah, if you got the talent, don't hide it. Somebody wants it. Somebody will appreciate it.
There you go. Okay. So now, what's we gotta be firm but fair. Let me flip it. Okay. So now, but who were two folks that were inspirations to you?
Slick Rick, right off the bat.
Okay.
And I probably have to say A Tribe Called Quest.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And once again, it's like not really two ends of the spectrum, but very different styles. But yeah. So Slick Rick introduced me to the storytelling aspects of hip hop, which I just fell in love with even before I actually started to do it myself. I kind of gravitated towards those types of songs because I always felt like he just kind of involved you, especially doing the different voices of the characters and everything. He made it fun and entertaining and something that you just kind of wanted to hold on to. Where with Tribe Called Quest, I kind of loved like their whole vibes, their wordplay and lyricism over really, really jazzy beats. So yeah, but yeah, I'd have to say those two for sure.
Okay, so now share with our listeners then, what was your thought the first time you saw somebody performing on stage and there was no other equipment than a turntable and a table, or a turntable on a table?
Yeah, that was kind of what I had been used to seeing, like in the rap video, like watching Yo MTV Raps and all that. So it wasn't awkward for me. So yeah, my first actual concert was a hip hop show. I got to see Domino in concert.
Okay.
So yeah, I think maybe if I had I was pretty young around that time, but yeah, for my first experience, that's what I was used to seeing. Or even if I went to like local talent shows and stuff, it was always just the people up there with like a DJ. So yeah, not to date myself at all, but yeah, that was kind of my experience at first with that.
I hear you. Yeah. I hear you. Wow. So many great vibes, strong vibes in the music flow. I mean, you can fill up a piggy bank with this stuff and more.
Yeah, everybody has like all these different experiences, so it's fun when we kind of get to share and merge stories. But that's one of my favorite things about documentaries. So I love music documentaries. So even if it's an artist that maybe I didn't listen to all the time, if I find out that they have a documentary, most of the time I'll check it out just because everybody has their origins, if you will. So, the thing that turned them on to where they recognize, hey, this is what I need to do with my life. And it can all be inspirational and just kind of remind you of why you started and kind of give you that drive to keep going.
But you just spoke that into existence though, right?
What do you mean?
Achickwitbeatz documentary.
Oh, oh wow. Huh.
You said it. It's out there now.
Yeah, I didn't mean me.
Can't be retrieved. Those words, it's speed of sound. Oh, they're so far away now, you can't pull them back.
Oh man, yeah, I meant for the listeners, but yeah. Okay. All right. And this is just a little tidbit here, not a whole lot of extra details to throw in, but Blue Note Records and Universal decided to launch Blue Note Africa. And so they've already got a roster lined up to come out of there. So once again, iconic brands kind of going back to their roots to make sure that these specific titles are attached to what's coming forth. So, because when you hear Blue Note Records, it's going to be a buy. And I think that's one of the things that kind of got lost once the majors were buying up all these other imprints. But yeah, certain ones that when you hear it's going to be quality. And so, yeah, I think it's a good thing that they're kind of going back to the boutique stuff and in different markets. because the world is much bigger musically, especially I say this for the US artists. I know everybody else everywhere else knows this, but a lot of times in the US we kind of just get stuck in our own stuff. But yeah, the world is so much larger, and there's people who will appreciate your music in so many different areas. And so I'm happy that some of these emerging markets are actually getting their just due now.
Yeah. And so for the listeners, write this down and check it out on Google or YouTube or whatever. Name number one, Hugh Masekela. Hugh Masekela. Name number two, Miriam Makeba. Boy, back in the day to have a concert with the two of them, oh my gosh.
Yeah. And now that they're signed a whole new deal, all these years later, I think it's incredible.
Yeah.
All right, now it's news, but not necessarily music industry news, but just something that's kind of cool because I love hip hop. But now they've got the first ever hip hop bike tour, Trill on Wheels. Takes you on a trip down Houston's 3rd Ward, kind of all around to check it out. It's eco-friendly, pedal-powered bar in the 3rd Ward, and so I think that's an awesome thing. I hope other cities kind of expand because it'd be cool to ride around with other people who enjoy hip hop. And it just sounds like when you see those tours all the time, like usually for bachelorette parties and stuff like that. But now they're putting a hip hop spin on it, and I dig that so much. So cool things. You never know when you share stuff like this, it could inspire. Like there might be a listener out there who's like, "Ooh, that'd be great in my city. We can do X, Y, and Z." Then, hey, who knows? Maybe we'll be reporting on it in a few weeks, saying, "Hey, there's this new Trill bar that popped up." So, yeah, something that's cool that I think is really important to know. And once again, to find ways to diversify your love for music and put it where other people can get it. So there's a lot of stuff that intersects, and I think that they found a great one here.
Oh yeah. Hey, here's a tidbit that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comedy clubs now are having to add extra security. Okay, because of the offshoot flow from the Academy Awards program. There's some things that have happened just in this short time since then that really are kind of off the chain in a bad way. Okay, so hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of comedy clubs are having to add extra security to protect the comedians on stage. It's one thing to heckle, but it's a total different thing to go up on stage. And a real notable from the rap game went up on stage on somebody, and the first was into the heckling side, but then he actually went up on stage and hugged the comedian, but at the same time he hugged the comedian, he grabbed the mic out of her hand. See, so that wasn't part of the deal. So a lot of these clubs are having to add folks in there to make sure stuff like that doesn't happen.
Yeah. So I think that, and this is just all personal thoughts. They do not reflect the views of the stations, but I feel like with the pandemic, a lot of people have kind of shifted from stuff that I felt would have been widely known as unacceptable to just, I don't know, just going for it. I don't know if it was just the thought of being back out in the public after so long quarantining that they've forgotten things that should and shouldn't be done, or what the case is. But hopefully some stuff can change, because that's never okay. It's not okay regardless of who's up there, but especially after this distinct era of women speaking out about being silenced, So yeah, just a personal note of reflection. I know
Yeah.
we've been used to being online and stuff for a while, but people are still people. So yeah, the same rules don't apply when you're on the internet. You can't just go up and do stuff like that to people in person. There's still a human behind whoever you're typing stuff out to. Just
Right.
yeah, you got to be mindful of that.
Right.
Yep.
So
Yep. Be vigilant, be kind, and
yeah.
we're gonna take a quick pause for the cause, and then we'll be back before we get ready to head out.
Okay.
does it for this week's edition of Music Marvels with Achickwitbeatz and Breezy Gipson. Once again, we thank you for joining us. We really, really love that you come hang out with us once a week because we love what we do and we hope that you enjoy it too.
Oh yeah. Got to, so can't wait to come back. Got a whole new deck for you, and let's see what it brings.
For sure. So you know where to find us. Same time, same place. Tune in, tell a friend, and we'll see you then. Peace.
Peace.